everyone, and welcome back to Cooking with Lilia. And in this recipe, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a Mexican chorizo at home. So I'm going to lighten up the recipe by making it with turkey instead of the traditional ground pork. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to not only like and subscribe, but also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. To get this recipe started, you're going to want some apple cider vinegar, and then as far as your spices, I've got coriander, black pepper, thyme, paprika, clove, cumin, and Mexican oregano, sea salt, 3 different types of chilies. These are Guajillo type of chilies and chili called chile de árbol, garlic, onion, sea salt, and ground turkey. And I'm using about a 93% ground turkey because I want this to be a very lean recipe. However, if the fat percentage is not of a concern for you, then you can definitely add some ground turkey bacon or regular ground pork. It will taste really good in this recipe, but just make sure it's ground so it blends very well with the rest of the ingredients. Just gonna go ahead and remove the seeds so it's not spicy. The peppers are going to provide a little bit of the spiciness, comes from this little small one called chile de árbol. By the way, I've got a little bit of olive oil rubbed into my hands. That way it creates a barrier between the peppers and my hands. If not, your hands will get really spicy, and God forbid you touch your eyes with it, it's gonna really hurt. I'm going to rehydrate my peppers to make them soft and easier to blend. And I boiled my water and then just brought it down after it boiled. I'm gonna leave them here for a good 5 minutes or so, just until they get soft. Alright, the pan has no oil, and all I'm gonna do, I had it heating up just for a tiny bit. You're not going to want to add any oil. All we want to do is toast our spices. So I'm actually going to start out with a black pepper and then coriander. We want to do this just for a tiny bit. And it brings out the aroma and the natural oils out of these herbs or spices. All right, now we're going to move on over to the thyme. Cumin and clove and paprika, and the oregano, or the oregano can go pretty much last minute when you turn this off. That one tends to burn a lot quicker. Going to ground up these spices, and by toasting this, it also kind of helps out with crushing this a lot easier. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a thyme, a little bit of salt. The salt just helps break this down a little bit easier. And of course, this is going to flavor our chorizo. So I'm gonna do this. To the peppers, I'm gonna add the apple cider vinegar, garlic cloves, my onion, and the spices. Just to make this a little bit easier to blend, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water, but not much because we want this to be a really thick paste. You're going to want to be very careful mixing this all in together because it stains pretty bad if it gets on your clothing. You'll want to rinse it out if that did happen. And if you do want to mix it with your hands, I would recommend using gloves. I'm just going to use this spatula that I've got in order to mix this. And our sauce, if you see, it's nice and thick. It's almost like a mole, which if you've ever had mole, it's a stew, and it's a really thick stew. And it's actually made out of these peppers as well. So honestly, these peppers that you sell are the base for a lot of our dishes in Mexican cuisine. So all of that sauce and meat is well incorporated. Now, before I get this going in the refrigerator, you have two options of storing this. You can either use saran wrap or some of the chorizo casings in order to save that as that option, or you can save it just in a little glass container with the lid. If it is in the refrigerator, though, I do want to say is that it won't last more than a week. And if you decide to freeze it, it won't last any more than a month. I mean, I guess you could essentially extend it, but then it starts tasting like freezer burn. So because this is a lot of meat for me, I'm actually going to save half of it for later and then leave some out because I've got a sope recipe, which by the way, you guys will have to check out, going. So I'm gonna have this tomorrow actually with sopes. Alrighty, last pieces in. Take out some of the air, and I'm adding this into a Ziploc baggie just to further protect the meat. All I've added to this is a little bit of olive oil because my chorizo is made up of a very lean meat. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to cook up some homemade tortillas, and then we're going to do a little taste test. So normally we have this for breakfast with like refried beans. We'll add some onion and salsas and whatnot. Sometimes we'll even have it with like scrambled eggs. But my mom likes to take it up a notch and add some cactus to it, which tastes so good. So I want to show you this beauty of a taco. Look at this. I don't know. It just looks heavenly to me. What I love about it is that, if you can see, there's like no fat dripping, which I really love. And that's even with me adding a little bit of olive oil. So that's why I like to use the lean meat. So I feel a little bit better about what I'm eating. But if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.